Hello.
Hi, babe. Little gnat. Killed it. We got a bug problem. We got a roach problem.
I don't want to talk about it.
Living in New York City. Never in my life have I been more triggered. You were like, are you okay?
I knew it wasn't good.
You were like, you've seen these before. You've seen these creatures.
Yeah, I could tell.
Roam the earth. Do you know that cockroaches roam the earth during the age of the dinosaur? Did you know that?
They made it this far.
They did.
Is it because they play dead? Is
Yes.
that the secret?
That is the secret. It's because they can like live without their head for like 2 weeks, live without water for a couple weeks, live without food for a month.
Demonic.
They need to be eradicated. And they eat other insects and stuff. I guess they can't be eradicated because that would mess up the whole like ecosystem or whatever. But they do eat wood and shit. Anyway, I'm Balin.
I'm Anthony.
We're dating. We've been together for 5 years.
We're dating, or more than dating. We live together. This is our home.
This is our home.
This is our living room.
We live in New York City, in the Bronx.
Yep, Pelham Bay. And today we're bringing you a special program called Bachelor Degree.
And why, you ask, is it called Bachelor Degree? It's because we met in college. We both possess a bachelor degree in different respective fields.
Very smart, very privileged.
Speak for yourself, darling. No, but we did go to the same school. We met in college, and I started watching the show The Bachelor in like 2017, Ari's season. No. I started before Ari's season. I think I started with JoJo's season. Yes, I started with JoJo's season. I had saw snippets of Caitlyn's season, and then you're like, who are these people?
Yeah, because for me, basically at this time, we met the first day of our freshman year, fell in love, blah, blah, blah. Balin put on this show called Bachelor, Bachelorette, and I was like, I don't know. I mean, like, I'd heard of this when I was a kid, never watched it in my whole entire life, didn't know a thing about it. I was kind of like a dude back then in the sense of like, oh, like, whatever. You know what I mean? Like, no big deal. But it was, as the years went on, I got more and more involved. So I do think of this show in the sense like you are the degree holder in The Bachelor, and I'm kind of earning my bachelor degree.
Yeah.
Hopefully we're able to help you watching get your bachelor degree. Right
Exactly. That's why we do it, because we are huge fans. Like Anthony, what really got Anthony into the culture, into Bachelor Nation, was the iconic podcast Game of Roses.
Yes. That was what did it for me. Like the way that they broke it down, the way that they kept the stats and
like sports,
all the little extra production elements, like it just made it click for me.
You're like, I was a dude. Past tense.
I was in like dude culture, you know what I mean?
Yeah. So you like Game of Roses because it brings dude culture to The Bachelor.
No, I'm saying I was a dude.
It brings
back then.
math and sport and competition.
Sure.
Interesting. See, these are the kind of theories I will posit as a degree holder in The Bachelor, because I believe I come from it like a totally different stance. Obviously, I'm a woman. I'm a femme person, and I really like watching shows that are really TV, pop culture in general, media that is really entrenched in this mirage of heterosexuality, monogamy. It's so crazy because like some of my other favorite podcasters that recap the show, they talk about how like the show is about monogamy and heterosexuality, but it's one person dating multiple people at the same time. So that's like the definition of polygamy, of polyamory, of non-monogamy. And so honestly, it's kind of like a social experiment because they sequester these people into the mansion. In the last couple years, hotels, resorts, because of the pandemic. That's a whole nother topic, like pandemic era versus peak normal show, the traditions of The Bachelor. There's a lot. And Game of Roses does a really good of breaking those things down. I think what we're going to do is I'm going to bring some sociology, some political science, some pop culture, some theory. Anthony's going to bring, what are you bringing?
The microphones and the camera.
No. Okay, so your degree was mine was political science and dance, and I'm studying dance right now in a master's program. So I deal with theory. What do you deal with?
Me, I deal with production, I guess. Like I did audio video production, and I minored in music business. So.
And you do music. You're a musician yourself.
Yeah, I'm a musician. I'm a videographer. I'm a rapper. Performer.
A lot of different things, but basically in the entertainment biz.
Yeah, I'm always in the entertainment biz, exactly.
Do you usually, like when we're watching this show, do you usually give like kind of tidbits like, oh, that's why they had to do that because they have to cut it this way? Or...
Oh, yeah, okay, yeah, I guess you could say that, right. Like I when I watch The Bachelor, I'm noticing all the ways that they're construing a certain narrative.
Right.
Because of the production decisions that they make. And I try to keep a really keen ear on like, oh, they didn't really say that in that order, or like they're layering different audio and they're not showing their face, but they're playing this audio. Like okay. Yeah. I guess I do have something to offer.
Baby, what are you talking? He's always like, I have nothing to offer. I'm just like a privileged swine. Like, which in some regards.
That's what I'll bring to the table.
Yes, you can bring the like entertainment knowledge, the insider like student of this world of the entertainment business.
Yeah, I can do that.
Yes, you can definitely do that. And a lot of these people, a lot of the contestants, as they call them, which we can get into that. Why would you call them contestants? Because ultimately this is a game show.
Well, the show calls it cast.
Oh.
But cast also, I feel like kind of implies like playing a character.
Well, yeah, because they cast them as characters. They cast people based on their backgrounds.
Yeah, they have different archetypes.
Yeah.
There's different archetypes that they can fall into and that they'll make them fall into to repeatedly sell the same formula with each season.
Colloquially, we call them contestants. I don't know where that... I should look into the history of that. Next episode, I will give you a rundown of when and how in Bachelor fandom, in Bachelor lore, the mythology of
Bachelor.
Exactly. When we started saying contestants. Because I think that's something interesting, that discrepancy. The fact that, like, ABC says cast, Yeah.
Yeah,
this is a reality show. This is a reality show.
It's definitely a show. And
it's taken on new forms. I mean, we'll get into this as we continue on in our analysis and our video essay, our podcast essay, if you will. We will talk about how the show is very strategic in the way that they present their material, their media, and their content. And that has transformed in the age of social media into social media content. Even though the show, I feel like, doesn't have a good social media game, they rely on the symbiotic relationship between the social media game and knowledge of their cast to pull the weight of marketing the show. Because you think about it, you look at their marketing and how cheesy and just like traditional, like they have not changed any of their marketing strategies from the start of the show. But
now it's camp.
Yeah, exactly. And they know that. They're not like, people think they're like, oh, there's such a disconnect. No, they rely on the individual marketing of each of their cast members.
Yeah.
Because they're getting free content and free advertising from these people just by them existing in their real lives and on the show because of social media. So there's a meta element to the show as well that is very important that we are definitely going to cover, is not just what happens every week, but what is the social media discourse. What's happening on their Instagrams, what's happening in the meme culture, what's happening on Twitter, and now TikTok.
God, there's so much to keep track of.
I know. There's a lot, but it's good.
It's good.
It's so good.
This is going to be basically, it's going to be sociological. It's going to be technical. It might even be mathematical.
Yeah.
we're gonna combine all those things, and together we're gonna earn a bachelor degree.
Exactly.
So what are we doing today, pre-season, to start?
So pre-season, this is something I don't want to like be wrong and say that Chatty Broads, my favorite podcast, one of my favorite podcasts, that they invented this, but I think they might have. And it's this thing where you break down the cast bios, what ABC does, and then there's a couple other sites like Cosmopolitan, Vanity Fair, a couple other big publications that they
gossip mags.
Yeah, they cover this original post by ABC on their website. See what I mean? It's so old. They post the cast bios on their website. Like, what era is this from? It's like reading a newspaper. Like,
I would love to get a physical Bachelor newspaper.
They need to look into it. But basically, they publish headshots. And I will say the headshots, they have been listening to the discourse online, because we've always clowned this show. Us, as in the Bachelor Nation, have always clowned the show on how egregious these headshots are. So basically what they do is they will, when they get a cast, when they narrow down their cast and they are well into filming, because sometimes they make casting decisions all the way up until the first day of filming, even after. They may even like have someone on the show that gets eliminated that they completely edit out of the whole storyline.
What?
Yes.
Has that been proven?
That has been proven.
Receipts.
I will bring receipts.
Okay.
The next show. But yes, there have
Primary source document.
There have been people who have come forward that are like, I was casted, I was on the first episode, I was on the second episode, but I was completely cut out for this reason.
Wow.
Yeah. So, and these are normal people. These are people like me and you. Like, if we were single, we could apply. We'd probably get on. But
we could still apply, but they would totally find our Instagram.
We'd have to delete, and then they'd find out that we were together.
They'd find out somehow.
And I would not want you dating another girl. What are you talking about? Because people fall in love on this show for real.
It would just be for the fame.
But babe, you would... No. The answer is absolutely not. No. I put a line in the metaverse on this one.
Oh, you could do it if you want.
Oh.
No, I would hate it.
You got mad last night when we met Michael Shannon, and he was gazing at me from across the room.
When did I get... You know what? Let's just keep going.
Exactly. That's how I know. You're like, I'm not mad. And then you just like cut yourself off and get angry.
Okay.
So basically, cast bios, they release headshots that they take of each of the people they've casted for the show. They usually cast anywhere between 28 to 34 cast members. Okay.
But why are they so egregious, and what's different now?
Oh, so he's looking at them, by the way. So we'll show. So these are the headshots that we have. Amazing, right? Like, they have the same white background. They made everybody wear neutral
except for
shirts.
Jesse. Look at Jesse.
Yeah,
Why
that's a
is
whole.
he...
We'll get into that. But basically, they have started since, I guess, Clayton season, which, oh my god, I wish we covered that fucking season. Oh my god, I'm
Epic.
so broken.
Ultimate Viking.
I think we use that little blurb like once a day.
Yeah, that's definitely one of our inside jokes.
That and
I'm so broken.
And then don't tell me what it feels like to be punched.
Yeah, Johnny Depp.
We're not trying to make light of the whole situation. We won't even get into that. But if you want to hear about our thoughts on this trial, let us know. So basically, they had posted before these horrible backgrounds. They have like blue and like purple and green backdrops, and then everybody would be wearing like weird stuff, and then it would be whole body instead of like cropped at the head like this is. Yeah.
Oh yeah, I remember that from I think Clayton's season they did that, didn't they? I think they were white backgrounds, but they were full body, weren't they?
Yeah. I think they got some full body on here, but they released it on their Instagram story with little blurbs.
Oh, okay.
Like little bullet points of like what each guy likes to do or whatever.
Cool.
So let's talk about Jesse. Jesse's photo, I think, is like this because he came into the mix very late in the game. They were scrambling for a new host, and he was kind of on like a trial with hosting The Bachelor last season, and now they've decided to make him the Bachelor franchise host.
But they still could have just photoshopped him into a white background. And also, had he really never taken a picture in front of a white background before?
This is the things we'll see in this franchise. They purposely do bad work. I don't know what it is. Like, it's like people, it's like just hire different people that know what they're doing.
It might be for this, though, because look, now we're discussing it. And now
exactly.
It's like, yo, have you seen that page? Like, you got to go look at it. Look how they fucked up Jesse and they put him in front of this.
They do this
random,
constantly. They do like little Easter eggs of just like debauchery.
There's like company logo. What are those logos that he's standing in front of?
ESPN.
That's ESPN?
Yeah.
Since when is there a logo like that?
I don't know.
And I don't know what the other one is.
I don't know, but Ultimate Surfer or something. I don't know. He was the host for Ultimate Surfer, which was also like an ABC reality show, and they got Bachelor contestants to come on as guest stars, and he was the host, and he himself is a former Bachelor.
Oh, so he has a lot of ties to
He has
ABC
a lot of ties,
itself.
yes. And he hosted this other dating show that they had other, like Hannah Brown was on it. I think Demi was on it. Basically, this show was like a speed dating, a blind dating reality TV show. And he hosted it. So he's been hosting for a while since he was the Bachelor, and he's not with the woman he chose at the end. He is with a different woman, but he is happily married, which as the
right, happily married.
Happily married.
Congratulations, Jesse.
Because the Chris Harrison, the former host, who was booted out by the woke crowd, he was fired. We don't really know. I want to know fully what happened there.
Was he fired or was he let go? I heard that, didn't he have a really nice severance package
he did.
and stuff?
Well, honestly, like, it was pretty low for what maybe he was, quote, worth. He was given millions of dollars. So we're dealing with a different strata of, like, wealth here. But he was let go or allowed to resign, one of the two. It didn't seem to me that he wanted to leave.
Didn't seem that way, no.
No. So Jesse Palmer is our new host. And how'd you feel about his hosting?
I'm rocking with Jesse. I like him. He's funny because he'll just do anything they say. Like, he was all up in Clayton's head like an earworm, just in his brain, just like playing the strings like Geppetto. It was crazy. I love that about him, that he's so good at, like, the thing is, he's not even that good at acting, but he just is so shameless about being like, wow, Clayton, I think that's a perfect idea. When Clayton's like, yeah, I think I'm just going to tell them all that I fucked all of them. And then maybe then they'll all want to stay. And he's like, wow, perfect idea. You got this, man.
Yeah, literally. Like, this man is evil. He makes that, like,
face where he looks into your eyes and he's like, yes. Yes, Clayton, exactly. Like, he's so good at... I don't know what he's going to do this season because these two are smart individuals.
These are smart women. And that's the other thing. So the past couple Bachelorette seasons since Chris Harrison was fired, we've had Kaitlyn Bristowe and Tayshia Adams, okay? Two beloved Bachelorettes within the franchise. They are beloved on social media. They are beloved for their respective seasons. Kaitlyn was hated during her season, but she somehow has made a comeback because culture has finally caught up with the slut shaming stuff. But now she's very much beloved. Like, she won Dancing with the Stars. She's engaged to Jason Tartick. Like, she's doing amazing. Like, she was one of the first big Bachelor stars to start a podcast.
Wow.
Off the Vine, yeah. So she's like an OG.
Thank you for paving the way for us.
Tayshia is not necessarily an OG, but like the next generation. Like she really like embodied everything we wanted to see. I know.
This motherfucker right here.
I know. I think this is their attempt. They're like, oh, Australia's getting invited.